Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to Blast Off with Light. And today, well, we're going to do some magic with some flowers. And hopefully, we can catch this stuff changing on camera this time. Actually, what I showed you last time was the living wood. This is going to turn into the living rock. It takes a little bit to happen, so we might talk a little while that happens. So yeah, there are a couple of odd things going on in the quest book. I'm just going to stare at this for a bit. I'm not going to show you what's in there. But the magical flowers, like the generating flowers quest, I thought it was a little odd that Rosa Arcana was in there because it's a later game sort of flower. But it turns out that quest is not completable for a very long time unless there are some flowers hidden in some dungeons somewhere. How about... oh, there it goes. Isn't that awesome? That's pretty awesome. So let's take a look at that quest. So, flowers that generate mana. Day Bloom, super easy, doing it today. Nightshade, super easy, doing it today. Endoflame, kind of easy, probably doing it today. Hydrangeas, I should have been able to do it, but I didn't get one of the flowers that I need. So it goes. Rosa Arcana, a bit complicated. So let's look that one up. We just grab our little book. Great little book, by the way. Okay, so this takes us all the way to the top. So we want a generating flora, Rosa Arcana. Experience points are a form of magic of sorts. The Rosa Arcana can tap into and absorb the experience of players on the ground around it, turning it into mana. Okay. So here we go. Pink petals, I've got pink flowers. Purple petals, I got purple. These are mana infused, but we can do that. Lime, fine. Rune of Mana is a little complicated and a little expensive. We need a runic altar, but that's okay. We might be able to do that today too. Okay, so Rosa Arcana is kind of okay, but the last one, well, the one right before it in the list, was the Thermal Lily. It's a generating flower, not in this list. Makes you a little, suspicious. Normally, it should be here. But since some of the recipes have changed, I figured, why not check in NEI? Here's the good old Thermal Lily. And here's the recipe. Rune of Earth, fine. Fire, fine. Petals, no problem. Pixie dust. It takes pixie dust to make this flower, which means we can't get that until we build a portal to Alfheim. In case that doesn't sound impressive to you because you don't know... Botania. Core? Oh, too many things have cores. Portal. No, I forget what it's called. Let's check the book. The book should know. Alphamancy, portal to Alfheim. Okay, so living wood and terra steel. You're like, oh, fine. Terra steel takes a fancy thing, and it doesn't say how much mana it takes, but it takes half of a mana pool worth of mana. To give you a bit of context, the endoflame that we're making today takes these petals, which take, it barely even registers in the pool of mana. The difficult thing that we're going to make today, one of these mana pearls takes barely any mana. See that? Tiny little sliver? That's how much it uses, and that's the difficult thing for today. That terra steel ingot takes half. Yeah. And that's just one of those to make the portal to send the things to get the pixie dust back to be able to make that flower. That's serious late game stuff. There are tons of things that need to happen before that can happen. So this quest is not getting done anytime soon. It's a good guideline because you should make these things. But without something just handing it to you, you're not getting that thermalily anytime soon. Unless there's been a change I don't know about. So we'll make the flowers. We'll try to make this runic altar. And I might as well do some of that on camera. So the process is more or less the same for these flowers as it was before. So you put the water in the thing. You grab the necessary petals. So we're going to make some day blooms. You just strip the petals off of these guys. You aim yourself in the right direction. And let's split these into appropriate sized piles. I don't have enough room for appropriate sized piles. Okay, so you take a pile of those, a pile of these, a pile of those, and some pumpkin seeds. I probably should have planted some pumpkins. Okay, so those are the appropriate petals. Toss in a seed, and you get a day bloom. Oh, right, I'm still wearing my hat. And I didn't refill it. Always refill it. Okay, so we take that, and that, and that, and repeat ad nauseum. Really? Oh, right. Bucket. One of these days I'll get the hang of it. Or create an automated thing that perpetually keeps this thing full of water. That sounds more like me. So there, there, there. I know there's an easier way to just discard one thing, but I'm a little set in my ways with that sort of thing. I'll eventually come around. It's just a matter of time, really. Now, these day blooms have a life expectancy. If you go in here, you look, the process is rather slow. About 10 or a dozen of these should get the job done for now. Oof. Things about how to array them, but these flowers are not very resistant, and after some time, they'll wither and die off. That's true of the day blooms, it's true of the nightshades, it's true of the hydrangeas. So essentially, you craft one of these and it's a slow release battery sort of thing. I don't know if picking them up resets their timer or if they have an internal death clock. That's something we can test, and we probably will test, because, well, it's important to know these things. Okay, so that didn't just throw the one, but that's okay. Bucket. And I'm making both sets of flowers because, well, like it said, you'll need about a dozen of them. And we've got 6. So it goes. But we also don't have any way for them to send anything anywhere. But it wouldn't hurt to get them charging up first, because they've got their own internal storage. Now, you don't want them to be right next to each other, because if they're right next to each other, you'll see this little line. That's a reminder saying, hey, idiot, we don't like it like this. And they don't. So you put it like that. But they don't mind being next to their dark cousins. So you can fill an entire space in with these mana generating flowers. Now, since it's daytime, you see the light sparks from the light guys, but no dark sparks from the dark guys. We'll let the sun set, and then you can see the nightshades doing their work. Now, we need this lime petal and some living wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a gold ingot. Why? Because, well, we need to send their mana somewhere. Right now, it's going nowhere. So with the petal and the gold for conductance, we get a mana spreader. Let's see, where should we put that? I kind of want to put it up above them. So we put this here. That's not where I wanted you. Come back here. Okay, I want you there. Perfect. Now they, at least in theory, should send their mana into the mana spreader. Oh, stay over there, rocket creepers. I had one of those rocket creepers blow up my double chest. It was not pretty. I need some living rock. Let's see. 10 should be enough, I think. And we go like so, and make diluted mana pools. We need 2 of these. Oh, I'm out of thirst. You're probably yelling at me, weren't you? Okay, so, what I was saying, diluted mana pools. These don't hold a whole lot. And it's really awesome to get little tooltips telling you whether or not there's enough mana to do what you want. Because we need mana in one of these mana pools to make a better mana pool. Neat. So, right now, we can't tell how much mana we're putting anywhere. We can't see anything that's really going on. So let's go... I believe I put them... too many chests. Here. So we've got these sticks. We're gonna go downstairs and grab one of these and one of these. And I've been having some zombie trouble in here lately. That I can't sleep because there are zombies down here somewhere. And I haven't gotten around to checking where. So eventually I'll figure that out and I'll be able to sleep through the night and it'll be awesome. Now, why did we grab these flowers? Because I want a red and green wand. So we come here, we go a 1, 2, 3, and we can have a wand with the colors how we like it. Now, do we want red and green there or red and green there? I kind of like this one better. Yeah. Now, we've got a magic wand, which shows that our mana is trying to go somewhere stupid. So now, hopefully, I can remember how exactly to set this. Now, if you just right-click, it'll show you how much any given thing has. So the day blooms are empty because it stole everything from them. Now the nightshades are empty because, well, it should suck the power out of them. So the mana spreader, see it went up a little bit? That's good. Now you look at that and go, hey, you've got lots of mana. Well, these two are on completely different scales. And this is on a completely different scale from the real mana pool. Now, what we're going to do is switch to bind mode. So shift right click switches between function and bind mode. So now we can take this guy and send him over here with a shift right click. So now he's pointed at this, which is accepting mana. So that this is supposed to be sending power over here. And we should be able to see it just go when it actually does it. Come on, pachoo. Are you too far away? Are you at a bad angle? No! It just needed a little time to go pachoo! And now you see, we got a tiny bit of mana in our tiny mana pool. And that was all of the mana that was in there. That large amount of mana that was in there, quote unquote, is that much mana in the tiny pool. This is tiny compared to this pool. So it might give you a sense of scale with how much these actually produce. Namely, hardly any. But that does make me wonder, is that enough for this? No, not by a long shot. So, to make the endoflame, which will be a significant mana generation upgrade. Yeah, endoflame. We'll need a brown mana petal, not just mystical, and a red mana petal, which involves taking the petals and dumping them in here. Well, like you saw, we don't have enough mana for that. This guy... Oh, he got a little bit of mana, so the Nightshades are doing some work. They are creating at least a little bit of mana. Not a whole lot. You do need to keep hitting it. Just looking at it, it'll say whatever it said last time. When you hit it, it'll show the changes. So eventually, it'll get enough in there, and it'll send it in here. And eventually, we'll have enough to either make an upgraded pool or a mystical red petal. I don't think I want red, though. Whatever the two petals are for the endoflame, we'll toss them in here. We'll have the magic petals, and we'll be able to make a fancier flower. So I'm going to cut here, and I will be back when I've got that done. And we're back. As you can tell from my health and my hydration, a bit of time has passed. But we did... it's not in my inventory. We did get our various petals. And like that clearly shows, I need to clean house. I know I've got space around here somewhere. That's not where those go. So, it took quite a bit of time. It was a couple of Minecraft days, I think. I upgraded my diluted mana pool into a real one and made the two mana petals. And yeah, that's how much mana we've got left. Pretty much none. Whew. But now we can make that flower. Just like we made all the others. Oh, I even raised some pumpkins. So we've got plenty of seeds for doing our work. Not enough mana to do what I wanted to with the grass. But so it goes. So we plop that in there. Make sure our hat is off. Grab our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. And double check that that's exactly what we need. Generating flora. Endoflame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good to go. So, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. And then we take a pumpkin seed to finish it off. Meltdown! Wah, wah. So, we get this lovely flower, which we will put here. It looks kind of neat. Little hooks on it. So this little guy is a magical furnace. Not in the way that you were probably expecting, in like that it cooks things, but no, it takes things that burn. Do you burn? You don't burn. I've got coal somewhere. Might even have some Kreknorite laying around. I do. Burn time 3300, 16. So yeah, let's take one of these, make sure it can eat that. And if not, we'll make a block of coal. $16,000. So I just want to make sure this works. Here you go, little buddy. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And you get the nice little magic animation coming out of him to know that he's working. You can also right-click on him to find out how much he's got. So he doesn't produce faster than this thing can grab it, which is good. But you see how much faster that mana is going up? That is awesome. So the mana spreader can spread its mana fast enough to do what we need to do. Good. And then we look in here. Still pretty much nothing, though. And that's kind of how the beginning of this pack goes. You just generate such minuscule amounts of mana. And you see that on camera, showing it going from not able to do what it wanted to being able to. So what we're going to do is we're going to toss this grass in there, and we get back pasture seeds, which are particularly useful in a barren wasteland like this because I wanted to get Silk Touch, but not on my pick. I didn't want to take all of the time and effort of digging up things I don't need to dig up to level up my shovel, or making one with paper bindings or whatever. So instead, we make this one seed, and we go, whoop-ow! And it makes regular old dirt into grass. Now, it didn't do a full conversion, but who cares? Look at a watering can. Now things are done. So I can make tons more dirt, fill this entire place out, and then start getting some floral fertilizer to get more of the petals that I need. Now, I do believe that endoflames are sturdy. Yeah, I hit the wrong thing. So, while the daybloom is all well and good, a botanist requires more effective means of generating mana. Amen. The endoflame does that exactly. It will absorb any combustible items or blocks dropped on the nearby vicinity, albeit only one at a time, and burn through them to passively generate mana while the fuel lasts. There's a small caveat though. The endoflame will not burn anything that returns a byproduct. As example are lava buckets that have empty buckets as a byproduct. Due to their behavior, an open crate, which you read about in the magical apparatus section, might be a good step on getting it to be self-sustainable. Okay, so we've got all sorts of natural apparatus? Open crate. Sometimes devices like droppers or dispensers aren't precise or fast enough. Simple solution is to make a crate and punch a hole in the bottom. Brilliant! Yeah, it's that simple. The open crate accepts items from hoppers or any other means of inserting items, and obviously drops them directly below it. A little interesting effect the open crate can do is that when given a redstone signal, any items it drops are prevented from being caught by flowers like the hopperhawk, ranuncarpus, or polydesiac for around 10 seconds more than usual. And you just take living wood planks and make a box. Super easy. But we don't really need to do that just yet. It appears he's all out. So let's feed him some more. Here you go. Have a block of coal. Now, charcoal is thoroughly sustainable. We've got trees for days. We should be able to make nice amounts of charcoal and feed it to our little buddy here. Now, we still barely get anything in our mana pool. But that's how these things go. We do have some ender pearls. So let's see if we can get this done on camera too. Well, not just yet. Now this little contraption, the mana pearl, I'm not sure where in all of this mana manipulation. Mana pool, mana spreader, no. Basics, no. Certainly not flora. Mystical item. Here's the pasture seeds. Mana blaster. I think it might be faster and easier just to go to something that needs it. So what we need is... oh, it's in the basics. So the runic altar requires a mana diamond or a mana pearl. Now, if you zoom in At 10x, it takes a bit more than the petals did. But still, at 1x, it takes almost nothing. So I don't know if we'll be able to generate enough to make that happen, but it'll happen a little bit faster during the day. Oh, while I was waiting, I went in underneath and solved my zombie problem. And the reason my health is low is because over in my blue slime pool, we got a big old blue slime. And I stabbed him real good. Stab, stab. And then he broke into a littler one. No problem. Stab, stab. And that one turned into an epic little slime. It had alchemist, so it was throwing poisonous potions at me. It had fiery, so it set me on fire when I hit him. I think he had a blindness effect too, so when I hit him, I just couldn't see anything. It was a mess. But not as much of a mess as when the rocket creeper blew up this chest. That was a real mess. So how are you guys doing? Still haven't made significantly anything, but now we can make this. So yeah, hitting the mana pool at this stage doesn't actually tell you anything. That tells you the scale, that this is a significant item to make. And it costs nothing. Weird. But now we have it. We can grab ourselves a bit of living rock. I don't remember how much it was, so I'll just grab all of it. And craft ourselves a runic altar. So, hopefully NEI has this. Yeah, nice. So, okay, not a problem. There we go. Runic altar. Now, the runic altar will need to be connected to all of this various stuff as well. So for now, let's center it on here. That looks like it should be a good place. Because we'll need to take a bit of the mana from here and send it over here as well. But only when it needs it. So we might end up making a mana distributor as well. Mana void, mana detector. Mana distributor. Takes mana steel and living rock. Now I don't think I've got any iron just laying around to show you the mana steel, and we've gone on for a bit longer than expected. But with this guy, you toss the necessary elements on it, and then a piece of living rock to make the runes necessary for some of the fancier sorts of things. So if we go to, say we wanted to make this jaded amaranthus, we need a rune of spring. Well, for the rune of spring, you need this stuff and a rune of water. For a rune of water, you need the mana steel and these guys. You put these on, toss them on the altar, feed it that much mana, and then toss on a piece of living rock and hit it with a stick. Pow. And that's how you make runes. Might show that in the next one, might just get all that over and done with. This guy seems to still be making mana. Good boy. I love you, endoflame. You guys, you're cute, but he's way more awesome. Sorry. But that's all I've got time for today. So I will see you in the next episode of Blast Off with Light.